Have you ever tried to sit still for just 5 minutes and your mind started jumping like a monkey? You open a book and within seconds, you're thinking about your phone. You sit down to work and suddenly remember 5 unrelated things. You start a task and before finishing it, you're already halfway into the next one. You're not alone. In fact, you're not the problem. Your distracted mind is. We live in the age of infinite stimulation. Our phones buzz, our minds race. And slowly, we lose the very thing that made us human, our ability to focus. But over 100 years ago, a monk in saffron robes warned us this would happen. He said, "The power of concentration is the only key to the treasure house of knowledge." His name was Swami Vivekananda, and he gave us not just spiritual inspiration, but a complete system to reclaim our attention, our energy, and our inner power. Today, we're going to explore exactly why you can't focus, and how Vivekananda's timeless wisdom can help you break free from the mental chaos. Let's begin. Before we get into the solutions, we need to understand the real problem. You see, most people blame their lack of focus on external distraction. Too many notifications, too many responsibilities, too little time. But the truth is, distraction is not about what's happening outside. Distraction begins inside. Our mind is like a muscle, and for most people today, that muscle has gone completely weak. Every time you scroll without purpose, check your phone without reason, or multitask without thinking, you're training your brain to expect interruption. You're programming it to seek stimulation, not depth. Swami Vivekananda called this the scattered mind. He described it like this: the trained mind never makes a mistake. The untrained mind is like a monkey, jumping from branch to branch, never still. Sound familiar? That monkey is your mind. And it's swinging through Instagram, Netflix, WhatsApp, your worries, your regrets, your to-do list, all in the span of a minute. You don't lack focus. You've simply trained your mind to never stay still. What makes Vivekananda's teaching so powerful is this. He didn't blame the world. He didn't say life is too fast or people are too busy. He said, the first sign of becoming religious is that one becomes cheerful and concentrated. He saw lack of focus not as a symptom of modern life, but as a spiritual weakness, the disconnection from the self. He believed that unless you can command your own mind, you are not free. You're just reacting, like a leaf in the wind, going wherever your emotions or environment push you. And here's the real danger. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Whether it's a social media app designed to steal your attention, a marketing message designed to exploit your fears, or your own unhealed emotions pushing you into distraction, without focus, your life becomes reactive instead of intentional. Vivekananda saw this and he offered a cure. But first, you have to ask yourself, do I want to reclaim my mind or stay addicted to distraction? The two enemies of focus. Swami Vivekananda identified two major enemies of mental concentration. 1. Sensory overload. He said, we perceive only what our senses allow us, but to know the truth, we must go beyond the senses. Our modern life is ruled by 5 senses, especially the eyes and ears. We consume without pause, images, reels, gossip, sounds, headlines. The result? Your brain becomes overstimulated. It's always on, but never aware. You feel tired, anxious, and scattered, not because you're doing too much, but because your nervous system is fried. 2. Lack of inner discipline. He also said, you must learn to obey before you can command. This means, if you can't command yourself to sit quietly for 10 minutes, if you can't finish a task without checking your phone, then how will you ever command the direction of your life? Without discipline, focus dies. And without focus, your power stays dormant. So now, let's move from theory to action. Coming up next, we'll explore how to actually train the mind, using Vivekananda's 3-step method for mental mastery. Before we dive into Vivekananda's method, you need to understand this. Focus is not just about productivity. It's not just about getting more done. Focus is about becoming more alive. Vivekananda believed that when your mind is fully concentrated, you are closest to your true self. He said, the moment I have realized God sitting in the temple of every human body, the moment I stand in reverence before every human being and see the God in him, that moment I am free. To reach that clarity, to experience that level of insight, you need one thing, a still, focused mind. So focus isn't about control. It's about connection. The deeper your focus, the closer you are to truth. Now, let's talk about how to get there. Swami Vivekananda didn't just inspire, he taught how to develop focus. Here's his simple, powerful 3-step process for mental mastery. Step 1. Single-pointed concentration. He said the power of attention, when properly guided, is the most useful of all mental faculties. Pick one object of focus and stick with it. It can be your breath, a mantra, a candle flame, a passage of scripture, or even a task like reading or writing. The goal is simple. Do one thing at a time and do it fully. Even 5 to 10 minutes of single-pointed attention rebuilds your mental muscle. Start with 5 minutes of focused breath watching every morning. No phone, no music, just breath and awareness. This is not optional. This is training. Step 2. Withdraw the senses. This is what the yogis called pratyahara, pulling your senses inward. Swami Vivekananda described it as the first gateway to meditation and real concentration. Try this. Close your eyes, sit still. Become aware of your senses, then let them fade. Don't follow every sound, itch, or thought. Just observe and return to your center. This rewires your nervous system. It teaches your mind that not every signal must be obeyed. That is freedom. Step 3. Build inner silence. Finally, he taught that silence is not the absence of sound, it's the absence of noise inside you. You can be in a quiet room and still have a screaming mind. You can be in the middle of chaos and still be inwardly still. To build inner silence, take 10 minutes a day to sit in complete stillness. Don't chant, don't listen, don't expect, just be present. This is how sages are made. This is how focus returns. If all of this feels too big, here's a simple practice you can start today. The 10-10-10 method. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes midday, 10 minutes before bed. First, 10 minutes, mindful breathing and stillness. Second, 10 minutes, silent task, reading, walking, or journaling. Third, 10 minutes, mental review. Where did I lose focus today? This alone can change your brain in 21 days. Because what you practice becomes who you are. Coming up next, we'll go deeper into how modern habits are destroying your ability to focus, and how Vivekananda's life offers a model for reclaiming your full attention. This is just the beginning. If you've tried to follow even 10 minutes of silence, you'll know just how loud the inside of your head really is. And that's the trap of our age. The world isn't too noisy. Our minds are. We chase silence, yet we're afraid of it. We seek clarity, yet we clutter our days. We want purpose, but we drown in distraction. Swami Vivekananda saw this long before smartphones or social media. He warned us, we are what our thoughts have made us, so take care of what you think. In other words, your focus is your life. And if you lose control of your focus, you lose control of your direction. Let's go deeper now into how modern life hijacks your mind and what Vivekananda's lifestyle teaches us about reclaiming that power. There are 3 modern habits silently killing your ability to focus, not just weakening it, but destroying it at the root. Let's name them. 1. Constant consumption. We consume more information in a day than our grandparents did in a month. And most of it, junk. Swiping, reels, clickbait, gossip, doom scrolling. Every swipe trains your brain to expect quick reward. You're no longer wired for depth, you're wired for dopamine. Vivekananda warned, the mind is like a lake, and every thought is like a ripple. Too many ripples, and the reflection is lost. We've created tidal waves, and we wonder why we can't see clearly. 2. Multitasking madness. You might think you're being productive by doing 3 things at once, but you're actually training your mind to never finish anything. Every time you switch tasks, your brain loses efficiency. Vivekananda said, the difference between an ordinary person and a great one is the degree of concentration. Multitasking is not a superpower, it's mental suicide. 3. Lack of purpose. This one cuts deeper. Even when people sit quietly, they can't focus. Why? Because their mind has no compass. Focus without purpose becomes frustration. You don't know what to pay attention to, because you don't know what matters. Vivekananda believed in purpose-led thought. He said, take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Without that one idea, your attention will scatter. Your mind becomes a slave to impulse. So if you want focus, start by finding purpose. How Vivekananda lived his focus. Let's look at how Swami Vivekananda actually lived. He wasn't just preaching meditation or stillness in theory. He lived with a mind of steel, forged through fire. He walked across India, thousands of miles without distraction. He trained his mind with hours of solitude, concentration, and purpose. In the West, he spoke to packed halls, delivering speeches from memory flawlessly without notes. Why? Because his mind obeyed him. He didn't need reminders. He didn't need tricks. He had trained his inner instrument, and it was sharp. He believed that the power of the mind is far greater than any technology. All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. That wasn't a metaphor. That was literal. So how did he do it? Let's look at 5 key disciplines Vivekananda used and how you can apply them in your life today. The 5 disciplines that build inner focus. 1. Daily solitude practice. Every day, even for 10 minutes, sit in silence. No agenda, no goal, just watch your mind. Vivekananda often sat in meditation in nature, observing breath, thoughts, energy. This stillness creates inner distance from your impulses, and over time, your thoughts slow down and clarity rises. Try it once. You'll feel the difference. 2. Thought filtering. He didn't let just any thought enter his mind. He practiced mental hygiene. If a thought made him feel small, angry, or distracted, he dropped it immediately. Today, we hold on to every thought. We replay negativity like it's a movie. But thoughts are not facts, they're habits. Start filtering your thoughts. Ask, is this useful? Is this true? Is this mine? If not, discard it. 3. Laser work blocks. Vivekananda believed in focused devotion. One task, one mindset, total presence. Apply this to your daily work. Pick one task, block 60 minutes, put your phone away, and go deep. No multitasking, no background music, no checking, just presence. You'll finish in half the time with double the energy. 4. Service over self. He didn't just focus for success, he focused to serve. When your attention is tied to something bigger than ego, it sharpens. Try this. Before you start any task, ask, who does this serve? If the answer is real, your attention will follow. Purpose fuels focus. 5. Sensory fasting. Vivekananda fasted not just from food, but from stimulation. He would spend days in quiet reflection, away from crowds, away from noise. You can do this too. Take 1 hour a day. Turn off your phone. No screens, no audio, no scrolling. Just breathe, observe, walk, think. This is not a luxury, it's mental recovery. If this all seems simple, why don't more people do it? Because stillness is uncomfortable, and we've been trained to fear discomfort. Sitting with your thoughts might bring up emotions you've buried. Being alone might reveal the emptiness you avoid. That's why people prefer distraction. Because silence speaks, and most people aren't ready to listen. But here's the truth. Focus is forged in discomfort. Clarity is born in chaos, if you sit through the storm. And Swami Vivekananda's life was living proof of that. He faced rejection, hunger, loneliness, political attack, and yet he built schools, transformed minds, electrified crowds, and planted seeds of awakening across continents. Not by doing more, but by being intensely focused on less. Let me offer you a daily ritual inspired by Vivekananda that you can start immediately. The 5-5-5 ritual. 5 minutes morning silence. Sit. No phone. Just observe. Let the mind settle. 5 minutes focused work planning. Write your number 1 priority. Block 1 hour to do only that. 5 minutes night reflection. Ask, where did I get distracted? What can I improve tomorrow? 15 minutes a day. That's all it takes to start rewiring your focus. Most people won't do this. That's why most people stay stuck. But if you're watching this far, you're not most people. Coming up next, we'll go even deeper into how focus transforms your identity and how Swami Vivekananda's highest teaching reveals the final key to unshakable attention. This is where everything changes. If you've made it this far, one thing is already clear. You don't just want to learn about focus, you want to reclaim it. Not just for productivity, but for peace, for clarity, for power. Because deep down you know, the life you want, the version of you you're trying to become, can't survive in distraction. And now it's time for the final piece. Because everything we've discussed, your scattered attention, your overstimulated senses, your mental fatigue, all come back to one root cause. You've forgotten who you are. And Swami Vivekananda didn't just teach you how to concentrate, he reminded you why it matters. Let's go there now. You can try every focus hack in the world, but if your self-image is broken, you'll keep slipping. Vivekananda said, tell yourself day and night, I am pure, I am strong, I am fearless. You will become what you believe. Here's the truth. If you believe you're lazy, if you believe your mind is weak, if you believe you're not good enough to focus, then your actions will reflect that belief. Because your identity shapes your attention. People who believe they're writers, write more. People who see themselves as fit, work out more. People who identify as focused, protect their attention. So ask yourself honestly, who are you when you're alone with your thoughts? Do you trust yourself? Do you believe you're capable of stillness? If not, start with this. Repeat daily, I am the master of my mind. I control what I focus on. Not just once. Say it again and again. Say it until your brain starts listening. Say it until it becomes truth. That's not self-help fluff. That's neuroplasticity. And it's exactly what Vivekananda taught. Swami Vivekananda was not just a speaker, he was a master of meditation. But for him, meditation wasn't escape. It was a weapon, a tool to sharpen awareness, to burn through distraction, to connect directly with the self, not the mind, but the real you. He said meditation is the means of unification of the subject and object. That sounds abstract, but here's what it means. Your mind is full of noise because it's always trying to grasp, chase, judge, compare. But when you meditate deeply, the noise dissolves, the subject and object become one. You return to stillness, and from that stillness comes power. We think of focus as mental, but Vivekananda showed it's also spiritual. In Sanskrit, focus is called dharana, one of the 8 limbs of yoga. It means holding the mind on one point, unwaveringly. This is not casual attention, it's fire. And that fire is what fuels your spiritual awakening. He said, if you can concentrate your thought and stick to it like a bulldog, success will come. That's not just about success in the world, but success in the inner world. It's through focused thought that saints awaken, that yogis transcend fear, that artists create, that leaders rise. Without focus, your energy is scattered. With focus, your energy becomes divine. Here's what separates average minds from masters. Most people are ruled by their thoughts. A few people rule their thoughts. Vivekananda said, the mind is a good servant, but a terrible master. If your thoughts control you, you'll never be free. You'll always react. You'll always feel like you're drowning in ideas, emotions, to-do lists. But when you command your mind, even for 5 minutes, you realize you are not your mind. You are the awareness behind it. That awareness, that still, quiet observer, is your true self. And when you live from that place, focus is not something you do, it's something you are. So what now? You've learned why you're distracted. You've learned Vivekananda's tools for focus. You've learned the power of identity and attention. Now here's the final invitation. Make silence your lifestyle. Not just the absence of sound, but the presence of inner stillness. Build moments in your day where nothing exists but breath and awareness. Take walks without music. Eat without your phone. Sit without purpose. Because in those moments, something magical happens. The mental dust settles, and the truth of who you are rises to the surface. Vivekananda once sat in meditation for hours under the open sky, simply observing. No goal, no effort, no thought. In that stillness, he found power the world could not shake. You can do the same. Let's bring it all together now. You can't focus because you've trained your mind to chase, not stay. You've allowed distraction to become a habit. You've forgotten your inner stillness. You've lost your connection to something higher. But here's what you've learned today. You can retrain your attention through single-pointed practice. You can rewire your habits with daily rituals. You can reclaim your energy through silence, solitude, and discipline. You can transform your identity through awareness and spiritual alignment. You're not broken, you're just untrained. And as Vivekananda said, you have to grow from the inside out. None can teach you, none can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. Now the real question, what will you do with this? Will you go back to mindless scrolling? Will you fill your life again with noise, confusion, and delay? Or will you start today with 1 minute of silence? 1 moment of deep focus, 1 step toward mastering your mind. No one can do it for you. Not even Vivekananda. But his wisdom has shown the way. Now it's your turn to walk it. Start with 1 mantra. Start with 1 breath. Start with 1 focused hour tomorrow. And soon your distracted mind will become your sharpest tool. You don't need more hacks, you need inner mastery. And Swami Vivekananda didn't just preach it. He lived it. So if you've ever wondered why you can't focus, Now you know. And more importantly, now you know what to do about it. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments. I choose to master my mind. What distracts you the most these days? Let's talk about it below. I read every comment. And if you're on a journey to reclaim your inner power, check out the next video. We go even deeper into Vivekananda's teachings for modern life. Until then, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached.